This is the 2026 Blue Cross Basketball Championships. Welcome to Murphy Center on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro. This is day one, game 6 of the Tennessee High School Boys State Championship, featuring your Portland Panthers versus the Fulton Falcons in a quarterfinal matchup. I'm Kyle Eden alongside John Thayer with Miguel Amadeus. Thank you for tuning in to Panther Basketball. Panthers reached today's game in historic fashion. Regular season champs, winners of the district tournament with a 21-point win over Station Camp, region tournament champions for the first time in school history, defeating Maplewood by 6, a 69-54 home win versus Giles County in the sectional, puts us as one of the remaining 8 teams left in Class 3A. Fulton High School from Knoxville, with an identical path in the postseason, wins the regular season title in District 3, district tournament champs and Region 2 3A winners, and a sectional victory over Greenville. Portland with a 28-6 record, coached by John Ferguson. Panthers' last appearance in the state championships was also their only appearance in 2003 when they defeated Howard in the quarterfinals and lost to Ridgeway in the semis. They're led by senior center Keelan Dalton, regular season District 9 MVP, and Tristan Calvert, the district tournament MVP and the region tournament MVP. 2 other seniors in the starting lineup would be Quentin Totten and Nate Honeycutt, along with junior Evan Ferguson. 2 seniors in the regular rotation, Evan Brown, the 6th man, and Elijah Sidnor. And they'll face the Fulton Falcons. Fulton with a 24-9 record. This is their 5th straight appearance in the Blue Cross Basketball Championships. They won back-to-back titles in 2023-2024, and they're led by Coach Jody Wright, 40-plus years as a coach, TSSAA Hall of Fame member, over 900 wins in his tenure, and they are led by junior point guard Nick Steen, along with sophomore Jamari Martin in the post. Today's winner will advance to play Friday at 12:45 p.m. against Upperman, who won Game 1 of the 3A games, Game 5 total, against South Gibson just a few minutes ago. And, John, while we're waiting on the public address announcer to give the starting lineup, Coach John Ferguson was a senior the last time Portland made it to the state tournament. Got to be a big deal to have him back and kind of let these guys know what to expect and what's coming up.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for him. It's a big deal for that class. I wish I would have took some time to remember all of them. I know we had the black young man, and we had Corey Brewer, and we had Schmitty, and a bunch of good ball players on that team. So I'm sorry I didn't do my homework and get it all down. But I've been in Louisiana for 5 days, so didn't have enough homework time. But, yeah, Coach Ferg knowing what to expect when you're here is huge, and he definitely knows how to do it. But I think if Coach Ferg never would be in here, he'd know how to do it. He's a great coach.
So we'll turn it to our public address announcer and see if we give the starting lineup for both teams. Something, and then the audio intro. And starting at 4, the 6'2" sophomore, number 44, Jamari Martin. The Falcons are coached by Jody Wright, assisted by Jerry Super, Adrian Wanmaker, and Ethan Sin. And now, today's home team, the starting lineup for the Portland Panthers.
or in the woods. Help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
I'm Nate Honeycutt.
I'm Quinte Titan.
I'm Keelan Dalton.
I'm Evan Brown.
I'm Tristan Calvert.
This is Coach John Ferguson. It's time for Panther basketball.
Going up against Jamari Martin in the center circle. Referee gets set. Ball is in the air. The tip is controlled by the Portland Panthers as they are the home team in tonight's matchup. They'll be wearing the home whites, purple trim, and going from right to left. And it's Honeycutt starting it out. It's Totten, gives it to Calvert, the elbow, turns around, there's nobody there, and he makes a little bank shot 2 feet away. First bucket of the night goes to the Panthers, 2-0.
Nice job. Tristan, they were playing heavy on his left side. He looked right, and nothing was there, so he took it to the hole.
Shot on the way from Fulton goes in as Nick Steen makes the first bucket for Fulton.
That's the key. We got to not let them get comfortable shooting those threes.
Panthers almost lose possession, gets knocked in the backcourt by the Falcons. Panthers able to keep it up. Defense is the name of the game, this Fulton Falcons team. Keelan tries one from the baseline, doesn't go in. Rebound goes to the Falcons. And Steen makes his way to the elbow, gives it up, shot on the way, back of the iron, no good. Steen gets the offensive rebound. Guarded by Ferguson on this go-around. And he'll give it up to Burris, swings it around to the far side, baseline, out of bounds. Last touch by Fulton.
Honeycutt, great defense, got his shoulder squared and cut that baseline drive off. Great job. The hard thing about these guys, they like to shoot threes, and the rebounds aren't conventional. They kick out further than you expect.
Full court pressure by Fulton. Panthers able to break it, and Ferguson gets fouled going to the basket.
I think they called it on the floor, didn't they?
That'd be the first team foul of the night. And they give that foul to Burris. Panthers will inbound from the baseline, and Calvert started up front. Fergus swings it over to the left-hand slot area. It's Totten, backs it up, starts over. Calvert will get called for steps.
Yeah, he was a little happy, but that's fine. He was just getting comfortable with the floor. Cool thing about it is these guys practice at Western Kentucky University to kind of get used to arena atmosphere instead of a high school gym. That was a great move by Coach Ferguson.
Wombles with the basketball as they play around the horn. Fulton, Steen into the lane, short jumper, in and out and back in. Good. 3-point lead now for Fulton, 5-2. And Honeycutt will take the inbounds. Guarded by Burris. He dribbles his way into the front court, gives it up to Totten. Ferguson takes a screen, gets stopped short, loses the handle. Fulton with numbers, gives it up, and a layup for Chaz Wood. And now it's a 7-2 lead. Calvert quickly the other direction, drives the lane.
He got fouled.
Tries to give it off to Dalton. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Portland.
He no doubt got fouled driving to the goal, but he did a good job of keeping possession long enough to let them knock it out of bounds.
Totten will inbounds, lobs it out to Dalton up front. Dalton guarded by Martin. Excuse me, that's Hairston into the game for Fulton as Calvert trying to get around the defender, can't do it, and they're going to call a 5-second violation on the Panthers.
Yeah, I thought he got some separation here when he came over to this side of the floor. The guy was on him tight. He did a crossover dribble, got loose for a few seconds. He should have quit counting.
Timeout is called by Portland. We'll take a quick break. 7-2 is your score. Panthers down by 5.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Back to the Blue Cross Basketball Championships. Portland scores first. Fulton goes on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes, 11 seconds. They're up 7-2, and they have possession of the basketball.
Yeah, their star player, junior, Mr. Basketball finalist, one top 3.
Steen with the basketball, fakes the 3.
He just
tries to
carried
drive the lane, gets cut off by Dalton. He gives it up. Blocked shot. Honeycutt on the rejection, and the Panthers now trying to cut into this 5-point Fulton lead. Calvert gives it up to Totten. One-handed pass cross court to Ferguson. Ferguson guarded by Wood. Makes his way into the lane. Floater's no good, but he was fouled.
It's a good job of strength, just staying with it, trying to get the ball above his shoulders and get a foul call, and he did exactly that. Great job by Evan.
3 in, 3 out for Coach Wright as he'll bring in Will Dixon, Kyrus Cox, and Albert Harris. Out will go Wombles and Burris. Dalton with the inbounds. Quickly to Calvert, turnaround short jumper, front of the rim, no good. Out of bounds, it'll go to Fulton. Still a 7-2 lead for Fulton Falcons.
Keelan did a good job getting a tip there. Almost could get possession, just went out of bounds before he could grab it.
Steen on the court has 5 of Fulton's 7 into the lane. Shot is up, missed by Hairston. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Falcons. No, they'll give it to Portland.
Yeah, Honeycutt did a good job coming back door, trying to keep that alive, and it went off them.
Calvert with the inbounds, and they'll clear. Calvert gets around his defender, stops at the elbow. Crossover move into the lane. Shot is deflected, but he gets it back and puts in the layup.
It's a great job by Tristan. That's what he's been doing all season long, keeping us in the game by going to the go.
7-4 Fulton leads. Double team trap at the top of the key. Steen has to give it up. Gives it to Cox. 3 straight away is no good. Rebound is loose on the floor. Dive. And they're going to say push. And they're going to call that against Portland.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they got a foul there at all. Todd looked like he was going to come out with it, hit the deck. I guess hitting the deck's a foul. I don't know. It's good hustle by Nate Honeycutt and Totten there.
Totten will get called for the foul. On the inbounds from the baseline, it'll be Dixon. And he gives it up to Harris. Harris, dribble handoff to Cox. Cox guarded by Calvert, gives it up to Steen. Steen tries to get around Honeycutt, backs up, takes the jumper. It's good. 9-4 Fulton leads. Steen with 7 points. And Totten will play point guard in this possession as he almost gets it stripped by Steen.
That's gotta be
and Steen gets called for the blocking.
Great job by Totten keeping possession of it and getting loose there.
Evan Brown will come into the game for Ferguson. First substitution for Coach John Ferguson. 9-4 Fulton leads. The Panthers have the basketball. And they'll inbound from the far sideline.
Shout out to James and Nancy Hodges listening to the ball game tonight.
Honeycutt can't find anyone. Finally gives it off to Brown, who gives it right back to Honeycutt. Totten gives it up to Brown. Brown guarded by Harris. He gets back to Calvert. Calvert tries to get around the defender. Has to pick up his dribble, gives it to Totten. Swings over to the far side, tipped out of bounds. Almost a turnover as Dixon was able to get his fingertips on it.
Yeah, right now, physically mismatched. We've got one. We need to get the ball into Keelan.
Totten with inbounds, almost stolen. Calvert finds an open into the lane, takes a shot. Too soft off the rim. And the Falcons with the rebound and a 5-point lead. 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. Bounce pass down low to Hairston. And he'll give it up. 3 in the corner. No good. Rebound. Goes to Honeycutt, who gets knocked down. It goes back to the Falcons.
He bulldozed Honeycutt there. You got to call that stuff.
Burris gets fouled on the shot. They'll give that foul to Honeycutt, and that will send Justin Burris to the free throw line. And he makes the first one. Elijah Sidnor will come into the game wearing the face mask to protect the broken noses he has. Keelan still wearing that bandage on his left wrist. Burris gets set for his second free throw. On the way, and it's good. 11-4, Fulton leads. And again, with the full court pressure, man to man. And they'll finally get it to Calvert. Calvert gets around Cox. Over to Honeycutt, back up to Brown. Whistle on the floor, offensive foul against the Panthers on the screen. And now give it back to the Falcons. That's the first foul on Keelan. And now Fulton with a 7-point lead and possession of the basketball. 2:22 to go here in the first quarter. Burris to the right-hand side. Over to Dixon. Tries to get it in the corner, mishandled by Cox, rolls out of bounds, and it'll go back to the purple and white.
Good defense by Sittner, started off, and then Keelan over there mixing it up with him.
Brown comes back to take the inbounds, and he'll keep it himself as he gets bumped in the backcourt, and that'll be a foul on Harris, and that'll be his first. Fourth team foul on Fulton with 2:04 to go here in the first. 11-4 is your score. Panthers looking to get a score as they've actually had 4 turnovers in their last 4 possessions.
What was that call?
And add another one to the list. As they'll call traveling and give it over to Fulton. Burris, guarded by Sidnor. Stutter steps. Dishes it off, but they'll call a reach in on Brown. That's the 4th team foul on the Panthers. Fulton will inbounds from the baseline. A quick little pass in to Cox, and he makes the layup and gets fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line for an and one. Evan Ferguson will come in for Brown.
Evan gave some good minutes there. That last violation they gave on him, it was a loose ball, but while he was going to it, he got clobbered.
So Cox with the and one free throw doesn't go in. Tipped up on the rebound, picked up by Calvert. Calvert gets around the defender, sidesteps, takes a shot, short, picked up by Fulton. And they'll get called for double dribble. And it'll go back to Portland.
Good defense by the Panthers. That was a good shot by Calvert. You just got to go to the hole with all the guys that's coming out on him. Some's going to drop, some's not going to drop.
13-4 is your score, a minute 38 to go. Panthers looking to get a shot up. Ferguson's going to take one from 3. Doesn't go in. And now Fulton in danger of a double-digit lead right here. Side swipe move down the lane. Shot is off, but the putback is good by Martin. 15-4 is your score. And another turnover by the Panthers. And Fulton right back. Misses the short layup. Sidnor affected the shot. Gets the rebound, and he gets fouled.
Great job by staying with it by Sidnor. Had 2-on-1 on that rebound in there, and he stuck with it.
That'll put the Panthers into the bonus. So Sidnor will go to the free throw line. 15-4, Fulton leads, 1:09 to go here in the first quarter. Totten at the scorer's table, ready to come in. Sidnor gets set for the first one. On the way, it's good.
Good defense and a good shot there.
That broke a 2-minute and 47 scoring drought for the Panthers with that free throw. And he'll get a shot at another one. On the way, short, whistle, they'll call foul on the floor. Now they're going to call lane violation, so Sidnor will get another shot at it. 10-point lead for the Falcons. Sidnor tries to get it to single digits. He's short on that one. And it'll stay 15-5 with 1:06 to go. Harris backed up by Ferguson. And he'll bounce past it over to Burris. Burris tries to get around Sidnor, finally gets into the lane, pump fake, shot up, short. Dalton with the rebound, throws it up ahead to Honeycutt, tick-toe pass to Ferguson with the layup on the left-hand side. Good transition offense for the Panthers, cuts it to an 8-point lead for Fulton, 40 seconds remaining here in this first quarter.
Yeah, it all started with Sidnor's great defense. Then Keelan clearing out the rebound and quick outlet to Evan.
That's the first bucket of the night for Evan Ferguson. 27 seconds. Fulton looks like they're going to try to go for the last shot. Harris, undefended, gives it up to Womble. Womble tries to go baseline, loses the handle, and it'll go to Portland.
Great defense by Evan Ferguson. They're making him dipsy-doodle dribble a little bit too much.
So the Panthers with 16 seconds will get another shot at it, and Fulton comes up full court again. And Honeycutt will have to inbounds from the corner, gets it to Totten, 14 seconds. Totten gets it to the front court, passes ahead to Honeycutt, takes it to Dalton in the lane, turnaround shot is good. Keelan Dalton with a bucket, 4 seconds remaining. Fulton will not get a shot off. As we'll end the first, it's Fulton 15, Portland 9. You're listening to the Blue Cross basketball.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Start of the second quarter, Fulton leads Portland 15-9. Tristan Calvert, your leading scorer for Portland, with 4. Elijah Sidnor with 2. Honeycutt with 2. Nick Steen with 7. As I believe they got the scoring mixed up. That should have been Dalton with 2. And the Panthers will play defense to start the second 8 minutes. And it'll be Steen inbounded for Fulton. And it'll be the starting 5 on the court for Coach Ferguson. As Burris gives it up to Steen, and he'll get called for the double dribble. Turnover to the Panthers. Totten will take the inbounds, guarded by Steen. Dribble between the legs, over to the right-hand side, gets cut off, loses the handle, picks it up, throws it over to Ferguson, back to Totten. Just 30 seconds gone here in the second quarter. Panthers down by 6. At one time they were down by 11. Honeycutt calling the play, gives it to Totten for a turnaround 3. Back of the iron, no good. Steen with the rebound. Makes his way to the elbow, picks his dribble up. 3, no good. And an over-the-back foul against Fulton on the rebound as Calvert had position. Womble will come back into the game for the Falcons. Honeycutt will inbound from the baseline, gives it to Calvert, who gets the ball taken away from him, bounce pass over to Steen. A quick steal, scoop, and score for the Falcons, puts it back up to 17-9. Dalton in the corner, makes his way into the lane, powers his way up for the score and the foul.
Good job bodying his way all the way in there for that bucket. Shout out, Ganny. Hope you're doing well.
They'll give that foul to Jamari Martin. And Dalton will go to the free throw line to complete the three-point play. Ball is on the way, it goes in. Big possession for the Panthers as that now cuts the lead down to 5, 17-12, a minute gone here in the second quarter as Martin comes out of the game. Burris to Steen. Steen guarded by Dalton out on top. Steen has to give it up. Over to Burris in the corner. Fakes baseline, goes towards the middle, and they'll swing it around to the far side. Steen in the corner, guarded by Dalton. Burris on the wing, and he took steps. That's 5 turnovers on the night for Fulton. And the Panthers will inbound to try to get it to a one-possession game. Calvert in the backcourt. Finally gets forward. Crossover dribble, has an opening in the lane, rolls it in from the left-hand side, scoops it under. And now the Panthers have cut it to 17-14. And that's Calvert's 6th point of the night.
Getting mugged the whole way.
Screen out on top, but Burris gives it up. Bad pass in the corner, out of bounds, and the Panthers now with a 3 can tie it up.
Or 2, get within 1.
Timeout is called by Fulton. It's a 3-point lead, 17-14, 6:09 remaining in the second.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Full timeout called by Fulton. 17-14, they lead. Your Panthers are shooting 50% from the floor, but it's the 8 turnovers that are hurting them tonight. As the Panthers now with possession of the basketball, full court to go, they'll lob it into Totten. Totten turns around, he'll keep it himself. Flips it over to Calvert. Calvert looking for a high screen from Dalton. Dalton will roll instead. Calvert spin move at the elbow, loses the ball, picked up by Fulton. Ferguson in his way. Ferguson affects the shot. Fulton misses it, but they get the offensive rebound. Steen trapped in the corner, and they'll say he stepped out of bounds.
Great defense by Honeycutt and Ferguson.
So Portland with another opportunity. Stolen on the inbounds. Oh, Honeycutt gets it back. Then he'll go cross court to Calvert, has nobody in front of him. Down the lane, gets cut off, and shot is rejected. Steen back the other direction, hands it off to Womble, who misses the layup. Offensive rebound, putback is blocked. No, they'll call held ball. Possession hour goes to the Panthers. Defense by Ferguson on that play.
Yeah, the whole team's playing great defense right now. No give up in these guys at all, which we knew they wasn't going to.
Totten will take the inbounds, and he'll keep it into the front court. Gets around his defender, bounce pass to Ferguson on the baseline, and he makes the layup. It is now a 1-point lead for Fulton, 17-16, 5:09 to go here in the first half.
Great feed by Totten. One thing that's messed Steen up a little bit is Keelan's guarding him. He's a little bit stronger of a guard. He's not used to that.
I agree. Good call. Steen tries to get in the lane, has to give it up. Womble guarded by Totten. 4:45 to go. Burris gets around Calvert, but then gets met, dishes it off, and Harrison gets the layup. Back to a 3-point lead for Fulton, 19-16. Calvert avoids the screen, gives it up to Honeycutt, who gives it right back. Honeycutt goes to the elbow, opposite side of Dalton. Iverson cut for Totten, gets the pass, throws it into Dalton underneath. Dalton loses the basketball, gets it back, spin move, goes up and gets fouled on the shot.
Man, there's 6 hands in there with Keelan's 2. He's got to grab it and rip it at every time he turns around. Great job of getting control of that ball, putting it on the floor and going up. So you normally don't want to put it on the floor and go up, but he's avoiding contact, putting it on the floor. It's a totally different deal.
Dalton's first free throw is up, goes in. And that's 6 points on the night for Keelan Dalton.
You know, I know these scoreboards are pretty, but I think they're cattywampus. One of them needs to be on that corner. I'll put an email to them and see if they can change it.
Second free throw for Dalton is up. That one rolls in from the front end side. It's now back to a 1-point game. 19-18 is your score. 4:08 to go here in the first half. Burris takes a screen, picks up his dribble, over to Womble. Womble catches Harris coming out on top. He'll get up to Steen. Steen guarded by Dalton. Passes it back to Harris, who gets called for traveling. Another turnover for Fulton.
What they look like they've picked up on film too is as good as the Steen kid is, he doesn't look like he can go left side because Keelan's overplaying his right just a tad, saying you're not going this direction.
And the Panthers can take the lead on this possession. Down by 1, Calvert will slow walk it. Bounce pass over to Totten, who gives it to Dalton. Spin move at the baseline.
Not a charge.
And they'll call a defensive foul on the Falcons, and that'll send Keelan as they'll count the shot.
If I get thrown out of here doing this, so be it. I know where the door is.
So the Panthers take the lead, and Dalton has a chance to extend it on the free throw line. Too hard off the rim. So it'll stay Panthers 20, Fulton 19, 3:32 to go here in the second quarter. And Dalton staring down Steen as he gives up the pass. Harris, backdoor cut. Burris was wide open. A missed assignment on the Panthers on that play, and Fulton takes the lead back with 3:15 to go.
Yeah, Giles Caney did that to us a few times as well.
Totten gets trapped. Pass is deflected. He gets it back, goes down the lane, and gets the layup.
That was all Nate Honeycutt.
A messed up play.
Yeah, you're right. It was totally messed up, and Nate had the smarts to know he wasn't going to get it, but he pushed it back to where Totten was laying on the ground.
That's the first bucket of the night for Totten. Gets the Panthers a 1-point lead. Steen into the lane. Whistle, and they'll call a defensive foul.
Good defense on our part. I thought we held firm there.
And they'll call that on Honeycutt, and that'll be the second. Timeout on the floor. Panthers up by 1, 22-21. This is the Portland Sports Network. Full timeout was called by Fulton with 2:47 to go here in the first half. Portland leads 22-21. At one time, they were down by 11 and able to fight back. Keelan Dalton with 9 points on the night.
Yeah, I think one thing that's messing them up big time is when they do their switching, I think they think they're going to switch into a lesser defender, and they're finding out that we really don't have a lesser defender. We got 7 kids that'll put it on the line every time they're on the floor. And real quick, Coach, shout out to Coach Stein. Hope you're doing good tonight, Coach.
Another 20-win season for the Lady Panthers this year. They were 1 game away from being right here in this arena as Fulton will inbound from the baseline. And they'll lob it out on front to Wombles. Takes 1 dribble inside, and the shot is up, no good. Offensive putback does go in, though, as Hairston is there for the rebound. And now Fulton back to a 1-point lead, 23-22. Ferguson caught in the backcourt, passes it up front to Totten. He almost loses it. Now Ferguson tries to go baseline, and the ball is loose everywhere. It gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Portland.
Yeah, on that rebound putback, we had a fair block out, but one of our guys, he needed to crash the board there since he didn't have a block out man. They'll get that fixed.
Foul before the inbounds against Fulton, and they'll get Hairston for the hold. That's his 2nd foul, and they're sending Dalton to the free throw line. So they'll say that a little continuation as they counted the shot by Dalton, and he makes the first free throw. Back into the game for the Falcons is Martin, as out goes Hairston with 2 fouls. The score is now tied, 23-23. Dalton looking to change that right here as he spins, sets, shoots. It's good. Portland back up by 1, 24-23, 2:24 to go here in the first half. And it'll be Burris into the front court. For Fulton, takes a screen. Burris loses his man, open jumper, and it goes in. Miscommunication on the Panthers. And now Fulton back up to a 1-point lead as Brown into the game for Coach Ferguson, gives it to Calvert. Ferguson from 3 in the corner, and it's good.
Great job by Brown getting across the court. A few obstacles, but he beat them. Good outlet pass to Calvert. Calvert found Brown in the corner. Ferguson, and Ferguson buried it.
2-point lead, 27-25. Martin up to Burris. Burris backs it up, restarts the play. Fulton down by 2, but with the basketball. Burris now guarded by Dalton. They give it up to Womble. Womble dishes it out. 3 on the way by Steen, and it's good.
Yeah, we got Totten on Steen now.
A 1-point lead for Fulton with 1:16 to go. Dalton will bring it up into the front court as he's double teamed. Jump pass to Totten, gets it knocked away from him, and picked up by Womble, and he'll have the easy layup.
He went right through him on the pass. Oh, Lord.
And they're going to call a foul on Fulton against Ferguson.
It hit him right in the face. It was a sledgehammer up against the nose.
Under a minute remaining.
Coach Ferg's talking to Totten now just a little bit. What he's saying is you got fouled for sure, but expect them to come through you like that from now on. Just like when we played Giles County and Maplewood. They're going to come right through you.
Ferguson at the free throw line. He makes the first one. Second one's on the way. Doesn't go in. Fulton with the rebound. Under a minute to go. It is 30-28. Fulton with a 2-point lead and the basketball. Dribble to the right-hand side for Burris. Gives it up out front. Back over to Burris. Slides down the lane and gets it through 2 defenders for the layup. And now it's back to a 4-point lead for Fulton. 32-28, 32 seconds to go as Dalton gets bumped as Martin tried to jump the pass and Dalton was in the way. Second foul on Martin, and that'll send Dalton to the free throw line as Portland is now in the bonus situation. Dalton's first free throw on the way. Rolls in.
The toes got it.
Des Berry into the game for Fulton. As Martin will go out. Dalton gets set for the second free throw. That one goes in. Keelan Dalton with 2. 32-30, Fulton leads. 28 seconds to have possession of the basketball. Brown is going to pick him up at half court as Burris waits for someone to pop out. Almost a backcourt violation on Womble. He's able to save it. And Fulton with 14 seconds to go, looking to take the last shot. Steal, Dalton flips it up ahead to Brown, and now it's stolen again, and timeout called by Fulton as Burris was on the floor and had to call timeout. 3.6 seconds remaining, and Fulton is going to try to set up a play for this.
Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
This is head coach John Ferguson. You're listening to Panther Basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
Portland 4 of their last 4 on field goals, and they will try to give one more good defensive effort before halftime as Fulton with a 2-point lead has 3.6 seconds to get a shot off, and they'll inbound from the far sideline. They'll give it to Steen, and he'll stop, take a jumper at the buzzer. It's no good. At the end of 16 minutes, it's Fulton 32, Portland 30. You're listening to Blue Cross Basketball Championships. We'll be right back with the halftime stats. Halftime, Fulton leads Portland 32-30 here in this Blue Cross Basketball Championship quarterfinal. In the first quarter, Fulton outscored Portland 15-9, but Portland with the advantage in the second quarter, outscoring Fulton 21-17. Fulton has the rebound advantage 16-7. Turnovers is a big issue as both teams have 10 turnovers on the night. Fulton shooting 52% from the field. Portland shooting 59%. Both teams are 33% from behind the line. In the first half, Fulton 2 of 3 from the free throw line, and Portland 9 of 12 from the free throw stripe.
Yeah, for scoring, Calvert's got 6, Ferguson 8, Totten 2, Dalton 13, Centenor 1. We're 9 for 12 from the free throw line.
Good job by Dalton getting started up there in the second quarter, and 7 of 8 from the free throw line is Dalton there in that first half, shooting 57% on the season. Of course, he's been doing much better than that in the last couple of weeks, especially since the postseason has started, and he really come through there, getting the basketball, and you could tell when he'd get the basketball, he said, let me take care of things here and let us get on a scoring roll here.
Yeah, well, when they sub out, they try to, you try to go deep in your bench if you can. And they've got one kid, 22, Justin Burris. That's a pretty sturdy kid. So, I'm not saying he can beat Keelan, but he does offer a challenge to Keelan. But when they sub him out, I don't think they have an answer for him because they're not going to bring their guard in, who's really their best athlete on the floor. They're not going to bring him down to do Keelan. So Keelan can have his way. The problem is they overplay everything, and it's hard to get it to that area because they fill the lanes and they do all the back picks. So that's the key, is our guards are having to just get beat up and fight through all that overplay. But once they can fight through the overplay and get it to Keelan, then he has to fight through the overplay coming from the other direction and score a bucket. And then if he did the free throws, like Kyle said, to be on the line as much as he was in the first half, that tells you they're grabbing hold and a lot. They're not calling all of it, but when they do call it, he's got to get to the free throw line. He's got to hit his shots. And so far, knock on wood, he's done a good job.
As we said, both teams have 10 turnovers, but Fulton getting the most out of theirs, as they've got 12 points off turnovers because several of those that we have been in the backcourt and led to easy buckets. You got to think that that's going to be a big talking point for Coach Ferguson in that halftime locker room.
Yeah, and he knows that. He came out, they extend the half-court press a lot, and he knew that coming in. That's one of their trademarks. I mean, these guys have won state championship in 2024, 2023, 2016, 2009, 2008, and 6 other times they were in the finals. So, this coach knows what he's doing, but he also has some film. And Coach Ferguson, he knows how to do film. He knows their strengths. And some of it is just basketball. I mean, these guys, they like to shoot the three. They give it to their point guard. I'm guessing that he's considered their point guard, Steen, but he's a do-it-all kind of guy. He can play everywhere. I think the one thing that's our advantage, without a doubt, and I told Coach Ferguson the same thing, is teams aren't used to playing 7 kids that are really good with their feet and their hands like our guys are. Most teams aren't used to that kind of defense, and I think if we can keep the turnovers under control and keep our defense playing hard, not get any foul trouble or anything, they're just not used to seeing it, and that's going to give us a chance in my mind. Now, if they start popping those threes on us, that's going to make it tough. Of course, if we start shooting threes and they go in, that's going to make it tough on the other team too. You don't know what's going to happen, but at this point of the game, everybody should be pretty happy. I know Coach Ferguson enough to know that he don't coach that way. He's going to coach the points that we need to get better, and that's why he's such a successful coach early in his career.
Agreed on that. Looking at the foul trouble, of course, Fulton, they have 10 deep. They've got 5 guys with 2 fouls, but them going 10 deep, foul trouble is not an issue on their side. For the Panthers, Nate Honeycutt does have 2 fouls. He only played 13 minutes in that first half. Players are coming back out on the court for their halftime warm-ups. We'll take one short pause. We'll be back for second half action of the Blue Cross Basketball Championships.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is Portland High School Hall of Famer Philip Gunnar Thayer. You are listening to PHS Athletics on Portland Sports Network.
Getting ready for second half action, and we'll flip the court. As your Panthers now will be going from left to right, but they'll be playing defense here to start the third 8 minutes, as Fulton will have the basketball to start up. It'll be the starting five for Coach Ferguson with Calvert, Dalton, Honeycutt, Totten, and Ferguson as we get set to start this third quarter. Steen quickly takes the pass. Bounce pass over to Burris, elbow to elbow. Jumper is short. Rebound is obtained by Dalton, and he gets pushed from behind, so a quick foul on Fulton here to start the second half.
Yeah, and this is a kid right here. He's just a sophomore, but he's a big body, and he's the guy we want to get to foul trouble. Did you just say that was his third?
That's his third foul, and he will sit. And into the game, Wood comes back in. Honeycutt, backdoor cut to Calvert, a little bit behind him. He has to go to the other side of the goal, but he still makes the layup.
That was his baseball ability there, but that ball caught him totally off guard. Great pass,
Coach
but he
Ferguson
wasn't looking for it.
With a great set coming out of the halftime. It is now tied 32-32. Harrison to Steen, over to Wood for a three. Too hard off the glass. Steen with the offensive rebound. Turnaround jumper's no good. And Dalton gets the rebound. That's Dalton's fourth rebound of the night. A minute gone here in the third. Scores tied 32-32. Panthers with the basketball. Dalton, Ferguson out on top. Guarded by Wood. Gives it to Calvert. Womble on him. Calvert tries to get it over to Dalton, knocked out. It'll stay with Portland. As Harrison knocked it out. Honeycutt comes over from the inbounds deep into the front court. Totten back to Honeycutt, turnaround three, off the mark. Long rebound goes to Ferguson as he knocks it off the Fulton defender, and it'll stay with the Panthers.
It's a good job, and that's the one thing that's going to be tough to go is when you play in this kind of facility, the threes are the one thing that's hardest to find. When you're 15 foot in doesn't change much, but your threes and your perception, that can really get you out of whack.
Totten quick gives it to Honeycutt, who had an opening, but he misses the layup. Fulton putting pressure on the defense. Steen will back it up, gives it to Wood. Wood dribbles inside the three, then to Wombles. Far side, Wood to the corner now, turns around, takes a three, it rolls in. Catch and shoot for Wood. Gives Fulton a 3-point lead. 6:15 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Wood was a kid, when I watched film, when he got hot with three, he could shoot it.
Ferguson to the far side, gives it to Calvert running down the lane. Calvert gets cut off the baseline, tries to do a turnaround fadeaway. It's way off. Steen with the rebound. Bounce pass up ahead to Harrison, and he makes the layup far side. Now Fulton back up to a 5-point lead, 37-32. Totten guarded by Steen. Takes a screen, throws it over to Calvert. Calvert stops at the logo. Totten, now he's guarded by Steen. Back to Dalton. Dalton, they try to jump that pass again, and this time they get the reach in on Hairston. And that'll be third on Hairston.
Keelan does a good job of knowing the pressure's coming when he catches a pass. If you go through him, you fouled him, there's no doubt.
So Fulton's two big men both have 3 fouls. Panthers, bad pass on the inbounds. And it'll go over to the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. Sometimes they're going to cover your first outlet. You just got to take a deep breath and lock into who your second guy is.
Burris into the front court with a 5-point lead for Fulton. 5:17 to go in the third. Burris goes around the screen, takes a shot in the lane, and it's good.
That was a good shot because Honeycutt had the ball for a few seconds, scraping it.
7-0 run for Fulton and a 2-minute and 10-second scoring drought as Calvert gets fouled at the 3-point line.
Yeah, that's
on the
the
floor,
part
that'll go against Womble.
His game that's gotten the best is just physicality.
Third team foul on Fulton with 5:03 to go in the third. Panthers take the inbounds, down by 7. Honeycutt at the elbow, over to Dalton. Dalton's going to go into the lane. He tries to power it up, gets it deflected, but he gets the rebound. And a foul underneath the basket will go against Honeycutt. That'll be number 3 on number 4.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Honeycutt works hard on the boards. I never question anything he does.
Evan Brown will come in for Honeycutt as he'll go out with his 3 fouls. Fulton up 39-32 with 4:50 to go. They're on a 7-0 run. Burris, guarded by Brown. Steen. And he stepped on the line again.
We like it.
He gets too deep in the corner.
He just heard how good of an interviewer you are and is trying to get closer, so he talked to him about it.
Sure. Into the front court goes the Panthers. Calvert will dribble over to the right-hand side, guarded by Wombles. Avoids the screen, goes to the left. Gives it to Ferguson. Ferguson decides to go down the lane, tries to take a runner. It's short, picked up by Dalton, and he gets fouled, going back up for the second attempt.
It's a great rebound on his part.
They'll give that foul to Chaz Wood. Dalton will go to the free throw line for 2. Dalton with 13 points, make that 14. Harris comes into the game. Dixon will go out. Dalton gets set for his second free throw. It's up, it's good. Keelan Dalton 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Cuts it down to 39-33. 39-34. As Burris tries to get around Brown, picks up his dribble, bounce pass. Over to Womble, way out of his reach, out of bounds. Another turnover will give it to the Panthers. So the Panthers, down by 5, can make it a 1-possession game here with 4:03 to go into the third. And Fulton will pick up half court as Brown gets met by Burris. Calvert. Dalton at the free throw line steps out for the screen if Calvert wants it. Doesn't take it. Pass over to Ferguson. Back to Calvert. Calvert gives up the 3. Loses the basketball, picked up by the Falcons. And Burris will push it into the front court. Dish handoff, 3 on the way, no good. And Calvert gets the rebound. Still 39-34. Brown stops short, takes a drive into the lane, left-handed shot up, rolls off the rim, gets his own rebound, Passes it out to Totten. Totten now driving the lane, takes a short jumper. It's no good. And now Fulton with the basketball.
Yeah, Keelan did a good job keeping it alive, and Ferguson running it down.
Fulton
or Brown running it down, my bad.
Wombles down the lane, misses a shot, gets his own rebound, passes it out front. And Fulton will start it over again. Long three, doesn't go in. Ball goes right into the hands of Ferguson. Brown, front court, picks up his dribble at the three-point area. Totten for three from a corner. No good. Ferguson tips the rebound from behind, but Fulton's able to keep possession. Fulton up by 5, 2:38 to go here in the third. Steen stops at the three. Dalton forces him to give it up. Womble, Steen in the short porch, throws it cross court. Tipped out of bounds by Ferguson. It'll stay with Fulton. 39-34, the Falcons lead. 2:21 to go in the third quarter. Winner of this game will take on Upperman as they defeated South Gibson 56-49. Brown with the steal on the inbounds, and he gets it stolen from behind. And now it's numbers for Fulton. Steen for the three, and it's good. Uncontested three for Steen. Bad transition defense for the Panthers. Whistle on the floor. And they're going to call a foul on Fulton. Delay of game on Fulton. Keeping the Panthers from getting the ball after the basket for the inbounds. Brown will come in for the inbounds, and he'll give it to Calvert. Back to Brown. 42-34. It is now an 8-point lead for Fulton. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Two-handed pass over to Totten. Totten gives it to Calvert. Calvert decides to drive the lane.
Nice
Pierces
job.
through for a layup. Bucket by Calvert gives him 10 on the night. 6-point lead for Fulton with 1:40 to go. Burris. Stutter step move. Foul up from behind by Brown. That'll be the second personal on Evan Brown. Sidnor will come in, making his first appearance here in the second half. And Totten will go out. 1:31 to go in the third. 42-36 is your score. Fulton with the lead, and a quick shot off the inbounds from Fulton is no good. Rebound is fought for, picked up by Calvert, but he's stuck in the corner. And he dribbles, then passes his way out of it. Brown still in the backcourt, finally gets to the front court. Dribble handoff to Sidnor, picks it up. Ferguson. Dalton at the elbow, spin move the other way, fall away, no good. And now Fulton with the basketball in a 6-point lead, 60 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Burris looks over to Coach Wright. He'll give it up to Harris. Back to Burris, 50 seconds to go. Third quarter. Cox now with the basketball, gets it to Harris, gets around the defender, but then he gives it up. 36 seconds remaining. Ball is tipped into the backcourt by Ferguson, and Ferguson pushes. Womble's trying to get to the basketball. First foul, that's the third team foul, but 33 seconds to go. So Fulton will inbounds from the backcourt.
Yeah, that wasn't bad defense at that point. It wasn't going to hurt anything.
Burris now with the basketball. Guarded by Sidnor. Backdoor cut is no good. Fulton has to start over. Harris runs all the way around, gets it at the top of the key. Ferguson goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Fulton, 11 seconds to go. Burris to the free throw line. Gives it up to Cox, 5 seconds to go. And traveling on Steen. 5 seconds remaining in the third, and the Panthers will have one more opportunity to score before the end of this third quarter, down by 6. Brown looking into the front court, gives it to Dalton. Dalton takes it, into the lane, misses the short jumper, and the horn goes off. I don't think Dalton knew how open he was as his defender fell down.
Yeah,
and Dalton was unable to make that. That was a big opportunity for the Panthers, but at the end of 3, it's Fulton 42, Portland 36. We'll be back for the final 8 minutes of Panther basketball.
Game world or real world, seatbelts save lives.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey Panther fans, I'm Avery Hughes, and you're listening to Portland High School Basketball.
To go, and Portland will have the basketball to start this 4th quarter. Honeycutt will come back into the game with his 3 fouls. It will be Honeycutt, Dalton, Calvert, Sidnor, and Brown. A trip to the semifinals on the line here. As Honeycutt will inbounds right here in front of us. And here we go. Brown to take the inbounds. Met by Wood. Dalton comes out to take the pass. He'll swing it around to Sidnor. Back out on top to Honeycutt. Calvert. Brown trying to post up. Can't get it to him. Calvert will dribble it back out on top. Tries to get around defender. Can't do it. Will bounce pass it over to Honeycutt. And Honeycutt will start it over. Dalton takes it in the corner. Baseline layup. Vintage Keelan Dalton.
Just so athletic. Just avoids contact. They were set for a charge there. He was just too athletic to fall for it.
Cuts it to a 4-point lead for Fulton. 3 for Wood, though, goes in. Couldn't get a hand on Chaz Wood. Now it's back up to a 7-point lead. Turnaround shot for Brown is short. Rebound out of bounds, and it'll go to Fulton. Keelan with 15 points on the night to go with his 6 rebounds. Brown will play full court on Burris. A minute gone here in the 4th. Fulton with a 7-point lead.
I had it with 17. I guess I was off.
Turnaround 3. I did too. I was waiting for them to change it, and they didn't do it. Calvert to the left-hand side. Collision. He picks up his dribble, gives it to Dalton. Dalton says, let me have it. Gets it knocked away. Picked up by Fulton. Dalton comes up from behind for the steal. On the floor, Honeycutt to Brown. Timeout called by Coach Ferguson as he saw the discombobulation occurring. 6:27 to go in the 4th. Fulton 45, Portland 38.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light.
6:27 to go. Fulton up by 7. 45-38 correction on the scoreboard. Keelan Dalton has 17 points. You were right, Mr. Thayer. 9 of 10 from the free throw line tonight. Calvert has 10.
Shout out to Ashley and Aaron Whitten. Listen to the ball game.
Brown will take the pass in the backcourt, make his way forward. Picks up his dribble right past half court, gives it to Dalton at the top of the key. Dalton makes it to the baseline, goes underneath the other side, throws it out to the corner to Calvert. Calvert back to Sidnor. And Sidnor dribbled it out on top.
How was that not
Brown
a foul?
is bumped on the pass. And I don't think they would have called that had Brown not gone into the backcourt.
I think you're right.
After stumbling.
It seemed like it took quite a while before that whistle got blown.
Foul on Wood. That'll be his 4th. So Panthers need a bucket here, down by 7 with 6:06 to go. 45-38 is your score. Dalton will take the inbounds. Met by Steen. Tries to make his way into the lane. Spin, spin, spin. Up and up. It's good, and the whistle and the foul.
Great job by Key. Left, right, left, right, left, right, up. 2 and 1. 3-peat.
Dalton looking to get his 20th point on the night from the free throw line. Ferguson will come in. Totten will come in. Out will go Sidnor. Evan Brown will take a seat.
Brown and Sidnor both with some really good big minutes for the Panthers. Great defensive play.
As Dalton gets set for the free throw, they'll get it to him. He'll take a dribble. He'll spin it. He'll set. He'll shoot. Back of the iron, no good. So the lead will stay at 5 for Fulton, 45-40. Under 6 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Burris spins at the elbow, hands it off to Harris. Over to the left-hand side, Steen for an uncontested 3. That one doesn't go in, but Fulton gets the rebound, and Burris will bring it out on top, and they'll start over again.
Yeah, that kills you, those long rebound opportunities.
Burris gives it up to Womble. Spin move in the lane. Shot from the left-hand side, no good. But again, Steen on the rebound, and he gets the putback. Multiple possessions for Fulton on that trip down the floor. Gives them a 7-point lead, 5:15 to go. Calvert stops at the free throw line, takes a jumper, and it goes in.
Good job by Calvert.
12 points on the night for Tristan Calvert. 47-42 your score now, coming up on 5 minutes remaining. 10 offensive fouls for Fulton, 10 offensive rebounds for Fulton here in this basketball game.
You're getting spoiled, you know that, don't you?
Steen with the basketball. Throws it over to Harris. Harris takes the screen, goes opposite, backs up. Then gives it to Burris in the corner. Burris tries to get it to Steen, can't do it. Over to Harris for the 3, off the mark. Another offensive rebound, putback is no good, but the whistle will send Martin to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, next thing I know, I'm going to be tuning in, listening to it on MTSU radio.
All right, that's good.
I'll try to get you the gig with Coach Insel here. Well, if he'd have been interviewed by you, he wouldn't let you leave the gym without a contract signature.
Martin to the free throw line. He'll get 2. First one rolls in from the front of the rim. Good.
I tell you, these guys are going to be a pretty good basketball team the next 3 years with the depth they've got. They've got, 2 seniors, 3 seniors?
Right.
And their junior is Mr. Basketball almost, so they're loaded.
Martin's second free throw goes in. Back to a 7-point lead for Fulton, 49-42, 4.5 to go here in this fourth quarter, and Calvert will have to dribble it up while Womble is guarding him. Backdoor cut is not there for Honeycutt. Pass out on front is too high, picked up by Fulton, and Martin will go to the lane, misses the layup, but the putback there for Steen as the Panthers did not recover on defense. And now it's a 9-point lead for Fulton. Calvert shreds his defenders. Ball gets knocked out. No, they'll say it was off the leg of Calvert.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
So 4 minutes to go. Coach Ferguson is going to call timeout to get everything reset. Fulton is on a run, 51-42, 4 minutes remaining. This is the Blue Cross Basketball Championship. 4 minutes remaining. Fulton leads 51-42 over your Panthers. Panthers seem to get close, and Fulton gets the lead back. Honeycutt on the court with his 4 fouls, along with Ferguson, Dalton, Calvert, and Totten. Fulton with the basketball and a 9-point lead. Panthers got to get their second win right here as they need a push in this final 4 minutes. Totten takes Burris. Burris stops short. Steen at the free throw line takes a screen. Pass is tipped out. And Ferguson is out of bounds, so they'll stay with Fulton.
It's a good job. He almost got a steal there.
Womble will get set to inbound. Waiting for the cameraman to get his stuff out of the way. There you go, inbounds to Burris. Takes a screen over to the left-hand side. Double team, foul. Gives it up to Steen. Steen guarded by Dalton. Back over to Womble, back to Steen. He's got to open in the lane. Misses the short jumper. Totten on the rebound, so the Panthers down by 9. 3:28 to go, pass up ahead to Ferguson. Tries to go towards the baseline, he gets hacked. And they'll give Harris the foul.
Yeah, he didn't score on that last possession, Fulton, but he definitely walked before he took off.
Leading scores for both teams. Steen has 19 to go with his 11 rebounds. Dalton has 19 in his 6 rebounds as Ferguson makes the first free throw. Harris will go out. Wood will come back in. 4 fouls. Wood is holding in his pocket as Ferguson gets set for the second free throw. Up. It's good. 51-44 Fulton leads. 3:22 to go here in the fourth. Steen makes his way into the lane, sidesteps, rolls one in from the right-hand side. Back up to a 9-point lead. Calvert. Waiting for someone to pop out. No one can get open. Picks up his dribble. Now he's in trouble. Turnover. Steen, nobody ahead of him. And he'll do the slam one-handed. And now it's a double-digit lead. 2:46 to go, 55-44. Ferguson, two-handed pass over to Totten down the lane, gets the layup.
Nice job. Way to go hard to the go.
Back to single digits, 55-46. 2.5 to go here in the fourth. And Steen will walk it up as they'll try to milk some clock. Dalton comes up, gives up the pass. Wood back over to Steen, who's in the far slot area. Dalton knocks it out, and they'll say it came off the hands of Steen.
Yeah, Keelan had him covered so tight when he spun out. Ball just went out of bounds. Great defense by Keelan.
For that last layup, Panthers had went 2 minutes, 25 seconds without a field goal. They're now down by 9, coming up on the 2-minute mark. Season on the line. Dalton, Honeycutt, gives it up to Totten, straightaway 3, short. Long rebound goes to Calvert. He turns around, takes a 3. That one doesn't go in. And Fulton with the rebound and a 9-point lead, 1:44 to go. Burris picks up his dribble in the backcourt, but Steen is there to help him. .132 to go in regulation. Burris gives it to Womble. Over on the far side, gives it up to Steen. Down on the baseline, misses the layup. Dalton was there for that one. And the Panthers now down by 9. Need a big bucket here. Totten gets fouled on the baseline going up for the shot. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2 as they'll give that foul to Martin. That'll be 4 on Martin.
Yeah, I wish we could have got that a little bit earlier in the game.
4th team foul on Fulton. Totten at the free throw line. Gets the first one to go in. Every opportunity so important now with 1:12 to go. Timeout called by Coach Ferguson. We'll take our last timeout. 1:12 remaining. It's Fulton 55, Portland 47.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Panthers are shooting now 43% from the field. They're 1 of 8 from the three-point line. What's keeping them in this game is free throws, as they are 13 of 17 from the stripe, but they're down 55-47. 1:12 to go in the basketball game. Winner of this game will play Upperman Friday, 12:45 p.m. tip-off. And that'll be the semifinals for Class 3A.
Yeah, we just got to keep playing good defense. We're going to have to overplay a little bit. Make sure when we switch off, we're not left hanging out for a layup.
Ferguson is going to play offense-defense as he puts Honeycutt on the bench with his 4 fouls, as Totten will go to the free throw line for the second of his 2 free throws. Totten gets set on the way. It's good. 2 for 2 for Totten. Is now back to a 7-point deficit. Fulton with the basketball. Full court pressure by the Panthers, man-to-man. Almost tipped. Wombles is able to get it. Backed up. Totten on him. Behind the back. Can't shed his defender. Picks up the dribble over to Wood. Up to the 1-minute mark now. Sidnor guarding Burris. Wood. Honeycutt is hollering foul somebody, and finally Sidnor comes up and fouls Womble. Portland has plenty of fouls to give. Wasted a lot of time to get that one in. That's only the second team foul. Fulton will inbounds. Sidnor with the steal.
That's all ball.
Out of bounds, last touch by Sidnor to go to Fulton.
It's great defense.
Good crowd here from Portland tonight. Panther Nation had their own school bus come down. Inbounds, almost taken away. Wombles gets it. There's nobody up ahead as Martin goes up for the slam, but he gets fouled.
I like it. You're not slamming on my watch, buddy.
Panthers gambled on the inbounds. Fulton tried to take advantage. Honeycutt will come in when they let him, as he's at the scorer's table. Martin to the free throw line. Martin with 4 points on the night. Free throw is up, goes in. Honeycutt will come in. Sidnor will come out. 56-48 is your score now. Fulton leads with 42 seconds to go. No one at the line for the Falcons as Martin gets set for his second free throw. And it's good. Panthers quickly inbounds. Totten over to Calvert to Ferguson. Ferguson into the lane. Left-handed shot is up. Doesn't go in. Put back no good. Dalton is there for the rebound and the score. 57-50. 32 seconds to go. Fulton on the inbounds. Totten comes up for the foul, but they don't call it. And the foul there, and will they give it to Honeycutt? If they do, that's number 5. Totten saying it was me. But they'll say it was Honeycutt. It's Honeycutt and Totten was there, but they call Honeycutt for the foul. That'll be number 5 for the senior. As he goes out, no points tonight. 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. Womble gets fouled by Calvert. 22 seconds to go.
Yeah, but he's one of the biggest reasons, 1, we're in this game, and 2, is we got to this game. Unselfish play, plays defense hard, he's the total package. He's a great young man, a lot of character, plays hard basketball.
And that will put Fulton into the bonus as Womble makes the first free throw. Brown will come in. Sidnor will come out.
I would jump in the foxhole with him if he wanted me to.
Womble's second free throw is good. 7 of 8 from the line is Fulton tonight. And now they lead by 9, 59-50, 20 seconds to go. Calvert, 1 of 3, can't get it off. Tries to get it over to Totten, it's knocked out. Totten picks it up in the backcourt, back to the front court, 10 seconds. Totten has to take that long 3, no good, 6 seconds remaining. And Fulton will dribble it out. And time has run out on the Portland Panthers 2025-2026 season as Fulton has come away with a victory in tonight's quarterfinal matchup. Final score 59-50. We'll be right back for final stats as you're listening to Panther Basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
Phones and laptops to toys and tools. Many of our favorite things run on batteries. But when tossed in the trash or recycling bin, these batteries can spark intense fires that are nearly impossible to stop. Battery fires are happening more often. They've destroyed homes, burned down garbage trucks and recycling centers, and, tragically, taken lives. When a facility goes up in flames, trash and recycling services can be shut down for weeks or even months. The good news, battery fires are easy to prevent. Just remember, never throw batteries in the trash or recycling bin. Always tape the ends and drop them off at a safe collection site or mail them in using a certified return box.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Join us Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
Panthers gave Knoxville Fulton all they can handle, just wasn't enough at the end. A tough ending for this senior-led class of Panthers, but a great, memorable season that won't soon be forgotten. 9 seniors on this roster. I can't wait to see the banner that they raise above Corey Brewer Court next season to honor what this season's team has done.
Yeah, it'll be a nice thing. I mean, do they do a individual banner, or do they just put it on those huge one over in the corner and like stick them or glue them or tape them or whatever they do? But yeah, whatever they do, it's still going to be nice to put. I mean, the big thing is there's not a lot of teams sitting in that state tournament appearance banner area. So that's going to be nice to have 2 teams there instead of 1. Obviously, you get lonely by yourself. And then the regional champion, there's not a lot of teams sitting in there either. So wherever they do it, wherever way they put it up, it's going to be there forever. The kids can come back, next year, 2 years, 3 years. But the cool thing is they can come back 15, 16, 20 years with their sons or daughters, and, sit in the bleachers and point to that and go, that was our team when I was a senior. And that never goes away. So that's something real nice to have in the gym and something really good for them to look back on. But it'll take them a while to get the taste out of their mouth. I mean, the good thing is they were in the ball game. It was a ball game. It was you came in here with a team that's got this kind of history. 2 out of the last 3 seasons they've won state championships, and they got a chance to win it here in their 4th season out of 5. So nothing to hang your head at all. It was a 9-point loss. We were close at a time. We had a lead at some time. So I'm proud of the kids. They were real fun to watch. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to even bring up next year right now because it's not time, especially since we're so senior-oriented. But I'm proud of kids. Every year they've gotten better and better and better, and they should be proud of themselves for sure.
Yeah, they have nothing to hang their head about as they put on a good performance here tonight, and they proved that they deserve to be in this arena.
Yep, they definitely did. Scoring for the Panthers, Keelan Dalton had 21, Tristan Calvert, 12, Evan Ferguson, 9, Quentin Totten, 6, Elijah Sittner, 1. I've got 15 for 19 at the free throw line. Let me see what these fancy little stats here. I don't know. I'm sticking with what I got. But we did a good job tonight. I'm proud of our team. They're great kids. They're great basketball players. Coach Ferguson and his assistant coaches have done one heck of a job this year.
Once again, final score, Knoxville Fulton defeats your Portland Panthers 59-50. Again, we want to appreciate everyone for listening in this season. We're getting back on track. For Miguel Almendares and John Thayer, I'm Kyle Eden. Until next time, go Panthers.